what's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Theme Team Thursday. And first off, I just want to thank you all for the amazing support that you've been giving me. I know that there are a crap ton of you PokeTubers out there, and it means a lot that you're taking the time just to watch my vids too. So, you know, it's even been unreal to have the ability to even do this. So thank you guys again so much. And yeah, so if you haven't already figured out the theme for this team, for Thursday's team, it is everyday stuff. So we've got a keychain, we've got a heap of trash, we've got a washing machine, an ice cream cone, a coffin, and a chandelier. So, and I know the ice cream cone is probably the only thing that doesn't fit the description of the theme that closest. But anyways, our opponent today is Ice L, who is bringing a Charizard, a keychain of his own, a haunted tree, a cupcake, Donphan, and a Mienshao. So this is going to be a pretty interesting battle because neither of us have the typical OP threats that pretty much carry a team. So let's get this thing started, shall we? So Ice L is issuing the challenge, and he's gonna lead off with Bruce Lee, the Mienshao, which is interesting because I led off with Klefki. You know, people typically know it packs Reflect and such, but I am actually gonna switch out because I'm expecting a physical attack. So I go into Jumpy, my shiny Cofagrigus. For those of you who don't know, Jumpy is kind of like a West Indian Caribbean word for like a spirit, something like that. But it's funny because he hits me and gets mummy, and so now he's not going to be able to regenerate any health, even though it was just, you know, a little bit. But whatever, it's still kind of funny. So take that, Ice L. So right now I'm sitting pretty. You know, my floating coffin's just chilling as he sets out his keychain and goes for the toxic. So I'm like, you know what? Lock the door. You know what? Bring it. I have some purple on me anyways. So I go for a Will-O-Wisp, and I was like, you better land this, Cofagrigus, and he actually does. So good on you there. So I'm gonna take some toxic damage here, and my moveset for this Cofagrigus is Knock Off, Will-O-Wisp, Hex, and Pain Split, I believe. So I actually can't really do much to this Klefki right now, so I gotta go back out, and I actually set up my own Klefki, who I still forgot to nickname. If you have any suggestions, leave it in the comments below, because I'm still working on it. But he goes for a light screen over there, and he gets some leftovers recovery, but he's gonna take some burn damage, which is nice, so ha! Take that, lock the door. That's a spicy meatball. So he will go to withdraws, and you know, that's to be expected because this is a pretty matchup. So he goes into Deadwood, his Trevenant, and I'm like, alright, you're probably gonna want to seed me, maybe even burn me. But I go for a foul play, because I didn't know if this was a offensive or defensive Trevenant. And here he goes for the substitute. So he's looking more like a defensive Trevenant as he as he eats the Citrus Berry. And I'm like, alright, this is gonna be kind of a little bit of a struggle if I don't act on it quick here. So I sent out Light Bright, my Chandelure, who is Choice Scarf this time. Last time, if you guys watched my Mono Ghost video, it was Choice Specs, I believe. But yeah, now he's Choice Scarfed. So I go for a Shadow Ball because I don't want to lock myself into Overheat and get progressively weaker special attack. Like, come on, man. But that Shadow Ball is going to destroy that substitute, bust the stuffing out of it, as he goes for the Leech Seeds. So I'm like, man, Fire type should have the ability to just roast Leech Seeds and turn them into popcorn or something. But fortunately they don't, so I'm gonna get some health loss there, and it goes back into this piece of wood. Damn it. So at this point I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go for another Shadow Ball because he doesn't have anything on his team that is immune to ghost type moves. So he goes and sends out the Klefki, which is not a bad move on his part, but he still takes a crap ton of damage. Look at that. Was it a crit? I don't even think so. So boop! Wow. So he gets some more Leech Seed recovery there, and I'm like, man, that sucks, because, you know, if that's the thing with Chandelure, they're so good with move coverage, and the fact is they're usually Scarfed or Specs, so you get locked into one of their beautiful ass moves. So he goes and takes the opportunity to set up another light screen, so this Shadow Ball is not going to do much at all this time, unfortunately. Even though he is temptingly critically close to dying and smashing his keys on the floor, he's not going to die this turn, so you know, I could probably go for another Shadow Ball here, or switch out and risk the Thunder Wave, because most Klefkis carry that. So I am going to take the risk and switch out, as I believe I'm going to, yes, Maytag here, who should be immune to the Thunder Wave. As he goes for the Reflect, so I'm like, alright, that's your dying wish. I'll allow that. he's gonna get more leftovers covered, but obviously it's not gonna help him. Like, come on, that keychain's good as some jingle jangles, man. Just all over the place. I don't know what I meant by jingle jangles, but anyways, he goes for a toxic here again. I'm like, ugh, I wish I had heal bell on this team or aromatherapy. Fun fact, every time I try putting aromatherapy on one of my team members, it dies. So it's like a curse. So I go for the hidden power there just to like screw with him, I guess, because it's hidden power ice. So it's always fun to fake the choice specs with a Rotom or a choice scarf. You can't really fake a choice scarf as well, but choice specs. So he sends out baked goods, cupcake here, and he goes for a belly drum. And I'm like, all right, I see you. I see you. Cutting half your attack and getting +6. Sneaky move there. And of course, I missed the Will-O-Wisp. I'm like, damn it, Maytag. I'm gonna return you to Sears or the Bay, depending on whether you live in the States or Canada. But I gotta return Maytag there, and I send out Jumbie. But either way, I cannot take a +6 play rough. But at least he gets rid of his Unburden and replaces it with Mummy. And he's gonna take some Rocky Helmet damage. So that was my main intention there. And now we do see that he has the Citrus Berry, so it was a good thing that I got rid of the Unburden, because I don't want to deal with a fast +6 Cupcake wreaking havoc on my team. So the light screen wears off nicely right there, and I go for the Thunder Wave because I'm like, alright, even if you kill my Klefki, at least you're slow. Real slow, so whatever I bring can kill you, namely my trash bag. But we get the hacks and he gets fully paralyzed, so I'm not gonna argue with that. And his Reflect wears off, so I'm like, hallelujah, time for a foul play. Although it's resisted, +6, you're not living that, man. So, and now I get mummied. Excellent. But that was one of my big worries there. I knew if I didn't take that thing out pronto, I would have been dead. So he goes and sends out Wild Africa, his Donphan. I love Donphans. Ever since that African Safari theme team episode, I love Donphans, man. They're cool. So he goes for an Earthquake, which I predicted. That's why I sent out Maytag. And here, I always say I hate toxic damage, but I'm sure all of you do. I go for the Hidden Power Ice just to see how much it would do here. And it just below half as he packs the Endeavor. So I'm like, ah, crap. And surprisingly, that doesn't do as nearly as much as I thought it was going to do. I thought it was going to bring me down to his HP. It's Brain Fart there. That's a sick nickname for a Pokemon, Brain Fart. I know exactly who I'm going to give that nickname to. But anyways, he withdraws Wild Africa, because why would you stay in on a Rotom Wash? He goes out and Discouraged, but I predicted that, because you thought I was going to go for the HP Ice again. So I went for the Hydro Pump, and my Rotom actually landed, so I'm proud of him. Big ups to you, man. Big ups to you. So that Charizard goes down there. Bye-bye. If that didn't happen, I would probably have to use my Chandelure to get around that Charizard somehow. But if it was, you know, an X, Mega X, then probably would have been in trouble there. So he goes and sets out this tree again. I love Trevenant too. Got a shiny one recently. Looks pretty badass. But I go for the Will-O-Wisps now. And I know I said before that this thing was not an offensive Trevenant, but I'm like, you know what? Doesn't hurt. A buffered Hornleech, I won't argue with that. So unfortunately, he does seed me again, like a little bugger. Like what you want, Trev? Come on, stop hiding behind your seeds and your subs. So he's gonna get burned. He has 2 mouths, so he probably tried to eat too many Pop-Tarts fresh out the toaster oven and got burnt. But I'm gonna go with the Volt Switch, which of course is resisted. But we fortunately get a crit, but unfortunately he gets the freaking Harvest and gets the Citrus Berry. So I'm like, ah. Like seriously, come on. A tree is giving me more trouble than the Charizard and a Cupcake. Anyways, I go out into Mr. Clean here, thinking, oh, Grass type. I'll just use Poison type attacks. Completely ignoring the fact that Ghost does not take super effective damage to Poison type attacks. So that was kind of a misplay on my part there as I heave a trash can at him. But thumbs up for the Garbodor. Who have you seen use a Garbodor before? This is just some next level badass stuff, man. So Mr. Clean gets seeded with Leech Seeds again, and I'm like, all right, you're gonna be that guy and play that game, huh? All right, I see you. I see you. I'm probably just gonna have to take you out right now. So this thing is harvesting citrus berries like it's at a flea market, and I gotta put a stop to it because it's just crunching and munching away. Can you imagine if Harvest they forgot to do something in the gaming code and it was capable of going in a loop in one turn? It's like Harvest, eat, okay, it stops. Anyways, it goes to the Will-O-Wisp, which I'm fine with because my Ice Cream Cone, although it's an ice type, is a special attacker. So, and believe it or not, this thing is a special wall on my team, packing the Assault Vest. It can actually live a Flamethrower from a Mega Charizard. Fire Blast, I'm not sure about yet. But so yeah, I go for the Ice Beam and finally takes out this dead wood, and it's just gonna collapse and be some kid's treehouse for Halloween. But Ben and Jerry is taking some burn damage as Bruce Lee comes out. So I'm like, all right, I don't want this thing jumping me and cracking my ice inside my Ice Cream Cone and melting. So I'm gonna send out Mr. Clean, who's wearing the Rocky helmet. So he goes for a Stone Edge, and I'm like, you're lucky, man. If you had touched my trash, you would have been hurt. But he doesn't. So now he goes for the U-turn. I'm like, all right, a little more damage than I would have liked to sustained on my Mr. Clean here, but at least this thing is sitting within knockout range. So next time I see you, you a dead cat. What is Mian? I mean, a cat, right? Mian, you a dead cat. So you get to go and send out Wild Africa here, and I'm like, I had to do this. I had to go for the explosion. It's just too funny not to. I was like, whoa, dude. But I look like an idiot there because it doesn't take the Donphan out, and Mr. Clean dies. And it sucks that Aftermath doesn't stack with the explosion, because that would have been totally badass. But yeah, I had to do it, man. You have explosion on a trash bag and you don't go for it. It's questionable. It's questionable. But it goes for an Ice Shard just to deal a little tiny bit more damage, no matter how minuscule it is, just before he dies. And I go for a Shadow Ball. Could have gone for an Energy Ball, but I figured, you know what? Shadow Ball stab. Could take the Mienshao out faster with the Shadow Ball. So now Bruce Lee finally comes back out. I'm like, oh, I see you regenerated, man. I see you. So I gotta take Chandelure back out because, you know, I can take him down with a Psychic. But he goes for a high jump kick on the Klefki here, which does a hell of a lot of damage. Of course, he loses HP, but he ends up forfeiting the match. So, you know, it was pretty good, pretty fun. I believe, what were we? Who fainted already? Fractor fainted, I think, right? So what was it, 5-1? I think it was 5-1. But yeah, that was I don't know, I had a ton of fun using the trash bag. That's all I have to say. So yeah, next week's theme team, I'm thinking of mixing it up a bit. You know, we've done the environments like, you know, ocean and stuff like that. Actually, no, that's the only one we've done. I have all the other ones set out in my mind, so it's probably going to be one of the environments actually. Either the desert, the Amazon, the woods, or something else. Something crazy. But definitely look forward to it. Thank you guys again so much for the support. Please smash that like button for me because it really helps get the channel to where I want it to be. And I will keep on delivering this top-notch content to you guys as long as you do that for me. But until next time, guys, peace.